Healing Eats and Treats by Jeannie Perez, MS, CGC, INHC. Healing Eats and Treats contents. A few words from the author, Tracy's take, Aslan's testimony, in Connor's words, about the recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, sides, snacks and dessert, index, foods we have eaten, foods we have avoided, visited Harmony for You. Peace has come that is growing every day. Joy has come that we had so longingly ached for. Hope has taken over, and we are soaring on her wings now. In November of 2017, my desperation was beyond despair. I had been experiencing my son's outbursts of screaming and crying and beating himself every other day for more than 15 years, and adding to that was never able to have a conversation with him. I had pursued healing for him from the diagnosis of severe nonverbal autism with my whole being all of that time. Our entire lives were tortured with these unpredictable outbursts that sent everyone in the house scrambling. 4 or 5 times a week, these episodes would occur. Connor would beat himself black and blue and bloody, and if you try to get in between him and himself, you were going to get hit too. These episodes would last anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. It was after one of these episodes that I went to my computer and searched YouTube. Through streaming tears, explosive frustration, and utmost urgency, I typed the words, "Autism, healed my son, stopped hitting himself." I pushed enter on the keyboard, and a list of videos appeared featuring all of these kids that had been completely healed of autism, nonverbal autism. I watched 4 of the videos in a row. They had before and after footage of the child's behavior before and after the diet. I was convinced by a knowing witness in my heart that this was what I had been searching for all of these years. Although there were more to watch, I stopped watching the videos and searched the title of the book that had been cited by these parents. Barnes & Noble, 6 miles from our house, had 1 copy. I left my house to get it, and we started the protocols that day, November 12th, 2017. The healing that we have seen in these years since has been more than remarkable. After 7 weeks, Connor began sleeping every night for 8 to 12 hours. This was the young man that had never slept through the night for 19 years of his life. Our nights and days had been exhaustingly miserable. No one in our house ever got a good night's rest previously. Then slowly but surely, the self-injurious episodes and outbursts were diminishing. We have gone from having to have a locked door to being able to leave it open, to being able to leave it unlocked. Every day, Connor does something new that he was not able to do before, as he is gaining more control over the movement of his body. I have no doubt that when I desperately searched YouTube for a solution, divine intervention is what brought these videos. Several times since then, I've done a search with those same words and have not gotten results that would have directed me to what I found. I had seen Connor's Dan defeat Autism Now, certified pediatrician, and she had said we really need to get him off the sugar, but when she said that to me, it was totally foreign and impossible. The how of it all was too overwhelming, and it went in one ear and right out the other. I needed a how to, and there wasn't one. I took seeing all of those healed kids. It took seeing all of those healed kids to shake me to the core, to give me a tangible vision of what could be a reality. We were about 2.5 months in when my mom said to me, "I hope you're writing all this down. This could help other people." That's when I started this book. The first several weeks, eating the food our American palates were rebelling. It takes time to allow your taste buds to discover how delicious real food tastes. Chemical additives and processed sugars are things that are really noticed and actually can be disliked after you stop eating them for a bit. Those foods will likely never taste quite as pleasant as before. Your taste buds and your body start to let you know how they really feel, and you will begin to crave more of the things that are life-giving. With every meal, I was becoming more skilled at making the appropriate foods in ways that more closely resembled the way we had always loved to eat. So much so that we really don't feel like we are missing out on anything. The successes of our lifestyle change inspired me to return to graduate school and also for a certification as a nutritional health coach. In September 2018, I became a certified holistic health coach and graduated in 2023 with a Master of Science in Exercise Science, Wellness, and Nutrition. One of the most riveting revelations that I had in my studies was that Connor's autism was really very much like someone else's cancer or another person's heart disease in regards to the wrong foods as contributing factors. I realized how much the quality, and type of food ingested matters for us all. So it wasn't just Connor whose life had radically changed. Each member of our family has their unique healing testimony of how this lifestyle change has been healing them. Within the first 8 weeks, I had dropped 2 sizes. I hadn't even been thinking to lose weight, but we all lost most of our excess weight within the first 8 weeks. Many people want to eat healthier, but they don't know how. The recipes in this. Many people want to eat healthier, but they don't know how. The recipes in this book are a delicious way to begin to enjoy the benefits of eating foods that truly nourish the body and taste good enough to nourish the soul. My prayer is that this book will make it easier to pursue a lifestyle of health and healing. Love and blessings, Jeannie. Tracy's take. To really shed light on our lifestyle of eating, I think it's important to go back and look at what came before, where we had come from, to get an idea of how much healing has taken place. Connor has made much progress in the previous 8 years. He was making eye contact more. He could be in public situations well behaved for the most part, and meltdowns were farther and fewer between. He still needed very close supervision, as he could easily wander off or wander into something dangerous. We had a lock gate to keep him in the yard. We had been gluten and casein free for years. We ate no preservatives, food dyes, or salicylates. We were eating better together. We were eating healthier, and Connor was improving dramatically from where he had come from. At 17 years old, we found facilitated communication, or FC, where Connor learned quickly to express himself with an iPad. Communication helped. Let's see. At 17 years old, we found facilitated communication, FC, where Connor learned quickly to express himself with an iPad and with an app called Assistive Express. Communication helped, but Connor still had a hard time being consistent and being able to sit still to type or typing for any length of time. I can't underestimate the progress initial diet changes and facilitated communication had made in Connor's life, but he still did not have control over his body. The most painful behavior to watch. The most painful behavior to watch was when Connor would uncontrollably hit himself on the side of his head, sometimes until his eyes were black and blue. It was after one of these episodes that Jeannie Googled her cry for help and got results leading to a healing protocol. She looked at me and said, "We're going to do this." We had heard of this protocol mentioned by Connor's pediatrician, but didn't know anyone who had done it. No, I wasn't too crazy about another expensive dead end. Jeannie's determination made it obvious we were going to be eating in a whole new way. As we started the process and mentioned to others who knew about it, they would say, "I will pray for you." I started getting concerned, and I asked Jeannie, "What exactly are we going to be eating?" As of this writing, we are 1 month short of 2 years on a pretty strict adherence to the lifestyle changes. After 2 months into it, we realized that the whole family had lost almost all of our excess body fat. We were finally feeling more energized, since the first 2 months were rather hard on our systems were adjusting and detoxifying. The first major improvement was Connor began sleeping 8 hours or more. Later I will say. Let's see. We were finally feeling more energized, since the first 2 months were rather hard as our systems were adjusting and detoxifying. The first major improvement was Connor began sleeping 8 hours or more hours, 8 hours or more hours a night for the first time in his life. Today, our gate is not locked. Connor opens and closes it as we drive in and out. He cuts fruit and vegetables and much. He cuts fruits and vegetables and much more with a sharp knife as he helps his mom cook. He responds to instruction immediately most of the time. He sits every morning and evening and types pages to communicate. So much so that he is writing a book that will shed light on autism from his point of view. Connor was one of the most severe A cases of self-injurious and aggressive autism encountered. As I write this, he is sitting with his mom working on phonics for 2 hours. He has typed previously that he wanted to learn to speak. He is extremely motivated and is being very proactive in his healing. Much progress was made prior to the last 2 years, but the gut healing regimen has been nothing short of amazing. Connor and all his peers that I have seen Connor and all his peers that I have seen have an indomitable spirit and a tremendous will to fight. They long to be understood and for the world to know that they are extremely smart, funny, emotional, and loving. At this point, Connor seems to have almost total control over his body most of the time, and every day brings new words, and every day brings new words spoken spontaneously in response to questions. He can transition from one task to another in a split second and respond to verbal cues immediately. On a personal level, I had surgery for an intestinal issue in January 2015. After 2 years on this diet, my digestive system symptoms have been completely healed. Jeannie has taken what she has learned and put it in this book in the hopes to make the process easier for anyone that wants to embark on the journey to healing. God bless. Tracy Perez, Connor's dad. Aislinn's testimony. Before we had begun the diet, I would have debilitating intestinal cramps that would render me to my knees, clutching my gut. The pain was nigh unbearable. The pain was nigh unbearable, and I would often have to stop what I was doing because it was too intense to ignore. Doctor visits helped little, while they chalked it up to irritable bowel syndrome. I wasn't given much advice on how to ease my problems. Then 2 weeks after the first change, the cramping pain gradually slowed from daily to weekly, reducing in strength. Then 2 weeks after the diet change, the cramping pain gradually slowed from daily to weekly, reducing in strength until it vanished entirely. Now I sometimes forget that I ever had it. Nothing has ever caused it. Nothing has ever caused it to disappear in such a way before. So it's safe to say that this diet has healed me. Nothing has ever caused it to disappear in such a way before, so it's safe to say that this diet has healed me significantly. In Connor's words, I'm really happy. The only thing that really worked is the diet. I am proof that it works. I'm almost healed. I can think straight. My body does what it's supposed to do. It is really hard sometimes to eat like this, but it's worth it big time. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel of autism. I can see this light at the end of I can see this light at the end of the tunnel of autism. It really is nice to be in control of my body. I never was before, and it was really miserable. Love you, Mom, for being so persistent and not backing down for anything. I can type twice as fast as before, and my words are getting better with phonics. And I can hope I can type twice as fast as before. My words are getting better with phonics as well as. And I can hope to talk one day because of the diet. People make fun of Mom for being so hard, but she is awesome. Not kidding. This book will help many kids be healed just like me. Thank you, Connor. About the recipes. The level of nutrition in the food we choose to eat is a crucial part of eating healthy. The basis of our healthy food lifestyle is eating real foods in their unprocessed forms. We really are only eating the foods that have sustained mankind for millennia. Here are just some of the things to think about when choosing food for your family. Number 1, whenever possible, buy organic food not labeled whenever possible, buy organic. Food not labeled organic has possibly been sprayed with toxic pesticides or been exposed to harmful chemicals. Number 2, whenever possible, buy non-GMO. Genetically modified foods have alterations that make them potentially ineffective, nutritionally, and possibly even dangerous by throwing off the body's natural balance. Number 3, coconut oil should be cold pressed, unrefined, and organic. Number 4, the more freshly picked the produce, the more nutrition the food has. Buy local whenever you can to reduce the amount of time between harvest and condition. Number 4, the more freshly picked the produce, the more nutrition the food has. Buy local whenever you can to reduce the amount of time between harvest and consumption. Number 5, sea salt and Himalayan salt are natural. Sodium chloride, regular table salt, can throw off our body's natural chemical balance, which can lead to health issues. Supplementation with a contaminant-free multivitamin that supplies our bodies with iodine might be necessary. Number 6, whenever possible, use stainless steel or glass pans. Other types of pans and or coatings can lead to heavy metal poisoning leaching into the food. Number 7, avoid using aluminum foil to prevent aluminum from leaching into food. Number 8, all convenience meats, hot dogs, bacon, sausage need to be organic and uncured, meaning sodium nitrate and sodium erythorbate have not been added slowly with only sea salt or celery powder and have 2% or less grams of sugars. Number 9, all meats should be grass-fed, grass-finished. Beef, bison, lamb, or pasture raised, pork, poultry, and egg, and state that antibiotics have never been used. One of the more severest problems to today's conventional meat is that the livestock is not being fed a diet that is conducive to present. For example, one of the more serious problems of today's conventional meat is that the livestock is not being fed a diet that is conducive to producing healthy product. For example, most cattle are fed GMO corn, and it creates an unhealthy product because cattle eat grass naturally. Also, if livestock has been treated For example, most cattle are fed GMO corn, and it creates an unhealthy product because cattle eat grass naturally. Also, if livestock has been treated with antibiotics, the health of the livestock is compromised. Number 10, don't buy fresh or frozen fish unless it has been wild caught and distributed by a United States-based company. Also, if livestock has been treated with antibiotics, the health of the livestock is compromised. Number 10, don't buy fresh or frozen fish unless it has been wild caught and distributed by a United States-based company that you trust. Number 11, individual needs vary greatly, so it is pertinent for every individual to self-evaluate with their healthcare team and decide what is needed for themselves at different times. Someone could eat a food at one point and it doesn't work for them, yet later someone could eat a food at one point and it doesn't work for them, yet later find that it does. Also, if someone is allergic to something, sometimes they can overcome the allergy by ingesting tiny amounts and very gradually increasing the amount over time. Number 12, honey should be organic, unfiltered, and raw. Buy local if at all possible. Number 13, do not use microwave ovens. The microwaves destroy elements of vital nutrition and distort the molecular sanctity in food and beverages. Number 14, as much as possible, use only canned goods that have been canned in glass. Metal cans and coatings have been known to leach heavy metals into food, which can be very toxic on the body. The linings of cans that are said to be BPA-free coatings can actually be more dangerous than BPA. Number 15, avoid using plastic containers for food storage and beverages as much as possible. Use glass or stainless steel to cook and store food and beverages. Number 16, tap water treated by municipality treatment plants has many chemicals that are unhealthy and can cause our bodies to become chemically imbalanced. Is important. It is important to think about our water sources when preparing meals. Spring water or well water are great options. When using tap water, a good quality filter which removes toxicities. It is important to think about our water sources when preparing meals. Spring water or well water are great options. When using tap water, a good quality filter that removes toxicities such as heavy metals, lead, chlorine, and fluoride would be a great alternative. Number 17. When adding kefir to meals for added benefit, keep in mind that if the kefir gets too heated, it will kill the beneficial microbes. Kefir is used in several of the baking recipes in this book because the microbes have eaten most of the lactose and sugar, and it is a gut. And it is a gut healing alternative to plain milk. So even heated, it is superior to plain milk when seeking healing of the gut. Dairy kefir also has a high content of microbes, the presence of which help the body absorb necessary nutrients that can't be sorted, that can't be absorbed otherwise. Healing eats and treats. Breakfast. Kale power juice serves 4. 2 handfuls of kale, 2 large cucumbers or 3 smaller cucumbers, 2 pink lady, Fiji or Gala apples, 1/2 of a lemon peeled, 1 slice, 1/2 of a lemon peeled, 1 inch of cut fresh ginger. Slice cucumbers, apples, and lemons small enough to fit in the juicer and chop kale. Put all ingredients through an electric juicer. Use pulp to add to get pet food or compost. Amazing almond flour pancakes makes about 8 to 12 pancakes. 2 cups of almond flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 2 shakes of salt, 2 shakes of ground cinnamon, 2 pasture farmed eggs, 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract, no additives, 2 pasture farmed eggs, 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract, no additives, 2/3 cup unfiltered raw honey, 1/2 cup water or as needed. Preheat a lightly greased coconut oil, butter, or ghee pan or griddle to medium-low heat. Cooking without flours is a Preheat a lightly greased coconut oil, butter, or ghee pan or griddle to medium-low heat. Cooking with nut flours is a delicate process, so less is more where heat is concerned, as it is easy to scorch them. Combine almond flour, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and whisk them together. Combine almond flour, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and whisk until thoroughly mixed. Whisk together in a separate bowl eggs, vanilla, honey, and water. Stir flour mixture into egg mixture. Drop butter by large spoonfuls, making the pancakes about 4 inches in diameter. Flip after 2 to 4 minutes. Cook until golden brown on the other side. Repeat with remaining batter. We serve ours with butter and honey or a honey sweetened fruit topping.